Thanks for staying with us. The Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum, inaugurated a landmark livestock improvement and ranch settlement in Mafa local government area on Saturday. This 4 square kilometer facility is designed to support 461 nomadic families displaced by the Boko Haram insurgency. The settlement includes housing, schools, health clinics, veterinary services, dairy and beef upgrading centers, and secure trade markets. Each family received livestock, including bulls, heifers, and goats, alongside essential humanitarian supplies. Atahiru Jega, former INEC chairman, lauded the project as visionary and the first of its kind in Nigeria, emphasizing its potential to drive the economic improvement of the state. The settlement is part of a broader initiative with similar projects nearing completion in other senatorial districts. This effort symbolizes Borno's commitment to sustainable development and economic empowerment. Our guest this morning to give us more light on this is Dauda Iliya, SA Media to Borno State Governor. Good morning and welcome, Iliya.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, give us more insight, apart from what the literature we're seeing on the press, give us more insight into this project by the Borno State government.
Yes, thank you very much. This initiative is part of the post-insurgency recovery effort of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, and it is also captured in the 25-year development plan of the Zulum's administration. As you are aware, the state has been bedeviled by insurgency for more than 15 years. And the effort is to ensure that people return back to their localities and ensure that livelihood is also improved in the displaced communities. So to start with, His Excellency also created the Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries Development, has been replicated from the federal government. As you know, the federal government also created a Ministry for Livestock Development. So to replicate that, the state governor also created that ministry with the deputy governor, His Excellency Umar Usman Kadafur, overseeing that ministry. So to keep that sector on, His Excellency established 3 ranches, 3 ranch settlements in the 3 senatorial districts. The one in Mafa is for Borno Central. Then we have one in Rumirgo, Askira Uba local government area for Borno South, and the other one is in Kubio in northern part of Borno State. All these areas are grazing reserves hitherto, but because of the insurgency, they were abandoned. And the communities, 18 different communities around that area were resettled and in that cattle ranch to ensure that the livestock sector is improved. Borno State has a comparative advantage with regards to the livestock sector. First, Borno State is the second largest state with regards to land mass. So there are a lot of lands that needs to be developed and also to ensure that farming and livestock activities are also engaged. Number 2 is the weather condition. Borno State has favorable weather condition for small and big ruminants. So the livestock thrives in Borno State. And also, as you know, Borno State also borders 3 different countries, Chad, Niger, and Cameroon. And this is also a comparative advantage for Borno State to ensure that the livestock business also thrive. And that is why His Excellency, Professor Babagana Zulum, established that ranch. As you have captured in your introduction, that ranch is all encompassing. It has a veterinary clinic and a primary healthcare center. It also has a dairy and beef centers where these animals, once they started milk production, it will be produced there and be taken to other parts of the country. And His Excellency also has a vision to ensure that Borno State becomes a hub for livestock business. Okay. In the next few months, in this 2025, international travels will commence at the Muhammadu Buhari International Center, and also there will be a cargo terminal. So all this beef and dairy production will be served as opportunity to export some of these products to other parts of the country and also outside Nigeria. So that's the vision of His Excellency, and with the setup of this cattle ranch, Ngaranam improvement and ranch settlement, His Excellency has just kick-started the livestock business as well.
Okay, well, I like that. I'd like to applaud the governor for doing that. I hope that this becomes a model to every other state that wants to do something like this. But Borno State is not all about, no matter the comparative advantage it has over other states in terms of livestock, it's not all about livestock. I'm sure there's some other kind of farming that is being done in Borno State. In a bid to resettle and reintegrate these people who have suffered so much at the hands of Boko Haram and other insurgents, this ranch has been done. But what about the other people whose livelihood did not depend on livestock, but other forms of farming and maybe businesses in Borno State? What are the plans to resettle these and reintegrate these people also?
Yes, thank you very much. Aside from livestock, the fisheries aspect, like Baga is one of the largest fishing area, not only in Borno State, but the entire country. Baga is very known for its fishing business. Yeah. And that is why His Excellency has also supported the people of Baga to start the fishing, their fishing business. A lot of support has been given to the people and in the shoals of the Lake Chad, because Baga has different islands and also they engage in the fishing activities. Aside from Baga, Gamborungala is also another fishing community. His Excellency has also supported the people in Gamborungala to ensure that he boosts their business, their fishing business. With regards to agriculture, it is a very landmark thing to say that His Excellency recently visited Bama Town, and he supported over 5,000 farmers with regards to embarking on dry season farming, because he launched dry season farming in Bama Town. Yeah. And each and every farmer is given a water pump, fertilizer, agrochemicals, and inputs to ensure that they start their dry season activities. As you know, parts of Borno State has been inundated with waters with regards to the flooding. So that is why he's aggressively supporting the dry season farming to ensure that we have food security in the state. So virtually in all the agricultural value chain and sector, His Excellency has been supporting all the farmers with regards to agriculture, with regards to fisheries, livestock, all the value chains. He has been supporting them. And he's also setting up one of the modern abattoir in the country, here in Kasonshanu, in Maiduguri metropolis, all in an effort to ensure that the people of the state recover very speedily and ensure that they earn their means of livelihood.
Okay, now that these people are being settled and these plans are being made, everything is tied to security. Because before we got to this point anyway, it's because of the insecurity. How is the security situation in Borno State right now, and what are the measures to make sure this is sustainable?
Well, the security situation is improving. As you know, the asymmetric warfare, the insurgency, is a very challenging security situation, not only in Nigeria, but all over the world. But the gallantry and the effort of our security agencies, they are making frantic effort to ensure that they curtail any form of adversary within the territories and even within Borno State and even the Northeast in general. So that is why you've not had a major security incident, particularly in 2024. There were no major security incidents with regards to bomb attacks, with regards to attacks on communities, particularly which relate to displacement of people, which was not the case in 2009, 2010, up to 2012, where we have massive insecurity in the region. But now people, with the resettlement effort, more communities are very settled. But you cannot resettle communities if that community is not secure. And His Excellency, part of his measure is to ensure that there should be security clearance before resettling any community. So once the resettlement effort is ongoing, that shows that the peace is gradually returning to different parts of the state, from the northern part to the southern part and to the central part of Borno State. Many communities are being resettled, many infrastructure is being constructed, or many communities are being rebuilt, more enrollment into schools, and with the gallantry effort of the security agencies, we are confident that 2025 we will see more communities being resettled. That notwithstanding, we have been seeing pockets of attacks recently in Baga, in Dambua, in Kareto, in Mobile local government area. And this one are the ones that were reported. But the security agencies are making very frantic efforts to ensure that they curtail many of these attacks, which were not reported. So for in many, probably in 2 years, maybe in 1.5 years, for you to witness 1 or 2 attacks, that shows our security agencies are doing wonderfully well. And His Excellency recently urged them to step up their security operations to ensure that we have not seen any kind of attacks in any civilian or military formations.
Okay, another form of sustainability that I am worried about is that on paper, government is a continuum, but we've seen in Nigeria time and time again that very lofty programs are being jettisoned by successive governments because they are not their own personal legacy. So what steps have has the governor taken to ensure that this is sustained? Because you talked about a 25-year plan for Borno State. When the governor leaves office, what is the guarantee that this plan is going to continue, and what he has done now, which is, very laudable, is going to continue beyond him? It is going to outlive his tenure.
Well, that is why His Excellency wants the people to own that document. It has not passed through any legislation, so that maybe we'll say there will be a repeal or reenactment of that law. So once people own that document or that policy, even if at the end of the tenure of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State ends, the people are the ones that will push for the continuity, because they have seen the dividends of democracy through the 25-year development plan. But if you leave it as a document, as a policy, as a government document, certainly one administration might decide to jettison that. But if it is owned by the people, people are seeing that dividends of democracy, they are seeing the projects, they are seeing the impact of that 25-year development. So even if another administration maybe takes over, certainly the people will insist that this is what we want, and there should be continuity with regards to these policies and programs. So this is what we are trying to do, to ensure that people own all the document, the 25-year development plan and the 10-year strategic initiative, so that it will be a continuous process. But if we insist that it should be a document passed through legislation, certainly, like you said, another administration might decide not to implement some of these laudable initiatives captured in 25-year development plan. But if it is owned by the people, we are hopeful that the policy and the pillars contained in that document will also be implemented even beyond the administration of Governor Babagana Zulum.
Can't we do both? Can't the people own it and it also has a legislative backing? Because if it does have a legislative backing,
yes,
the people own it,
that is what we are saying. If it passes through legislative process, certainly there will be repeal, because maybe there are some aspects that the incoming administration might feel that I'm not comfortable with that. But if it is solely owned by the people, they can use maybe private bill to sponsor that. But government don't want to lead with regards to the legislative process. But members of the public, civil society organizations, and other groups can lead in ensuring that we want this document because we have seen the impact.
Okay, for some of us who are still afraid of coming to Borno State, whether we like it or not, you must have a word for us. Tell us what Borno State is. Invite us to Borno with the best words that you can use.
Certainly, you have seen all the good stories about Borno. Many dignitaries. Of recent, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Barrister Pesus Kiamo, confessed that Borno is among the safest states in the country. It's even safer than Abuja because we have not of recent seen any case of kidnapping or any major security breach in the state. So Borno, particularly Maiduguri, Metropolis and environs, is safe. People are going about their businesses. Many upcoming businesses are coming up. People are trooping into the metropolis doing their business engagements. So I'm inviting you to come to Borno so that you see for yourselves, so that that apprehension in you, I know you also tell your stories when you come to Maiduguri.
All right, thank you very much, Dauda. It's a very enlightening session with you. We do hope that this thing is sustainable, and we do hope that the Borno people will be the greatest beneficiaries, and Nigeria as a whole will also feel the impact. Thank you and congratulations that on the successes you have recorded in Borno State so far.
Much appreciated, and I'm also appreciating Plus TV for this opportunity.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we've been talking to Dauda Iliya, who is the SA Media to Borno State Government, and we were talking about the projects of Zulum, or Governor Zulum in Borno State, where he is trying to resettle and reintegrate the people who have suffered at the hands of bandits and Boko Haram. Well, that is the size of our package this morning. We'd like to thank you for being there for us, and we're hoping that you will reconnect with us tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program. My name is Nyamgul Agaji.